Welcome to a World Cup brief semi-final special. England against Argentina for a place in the final. History, rivalry and two of the biggest names in the game. Today, everything you need before kickoff, the story, the stars, the stats and the stakes.
Clutch the moment. Clutch brief.
First, the occasion. Few ties in football carry this much weight. This is a heavyweight collision. England against Argentina in Atlanta for a place in the World Cup final. Two footballing superpowers, a rivalry that spans generations, and a cast list led by Lionel Messi and Jude Bellingham. It's iconic and it's generational. And there's a remarkable subplot. In 21 years and more than 200 caps for Argentina, Lionel Messi has never once faced England. Not in a friendly, not at a tournament. On Wednesday, at last, that changes. The stakes could hardly be higher. England are chasing their first World Cup final since 1966. 6 decades of hurt. Argentina, the defending champions, are bidding for back-to-back world titles. One dream ends here. Even Messi feels it. It's special, he said, calling England a powerhouse and admitting it will be his first time ever facing them. 21 years in, the game still finds new firsts for him. For England, there's history of a different kind. They lost the semi-final at the 2018 World Cup and have twice been beaten in European Championship finals since. This golden generation keeps arriving at the door. It has yet to walk through it. But to understand this, you have to know the history. England against Argentina is one of the great rivalries in the sport, and it runs far deeper than football. Wonder goals, controversy, red cards, and a bitterness sharpened by the Falklands conflict of the 1980s. Every meeting carries the weight of what came before. It peaked in 1986. In a single quarter-final, Diego Maradona punched in the infamous Hand of God. Then, minutes later, slalomed through half the England team for the goal of the century. Argentina went on to win the World Cup. England have never forgotten either moment. Then came the David Beckham story. In 1998, he was sent off against Argentina and England went out on penalties, Beckham cast as the villain. 4 years later, redemption. His penalty beat Argentina 1-0, villain to hero against the very same rivals. This is a rivalry that stretches back to 1962, layered with politics, pride, and unforgettable drama. Now, in 2026, they meet again with a place in the final on the line, the perfect stage for the next chapter. Next, England and the weight of expectation. England arrive here having done the hard part again. This is a 4th semi-final in the last 5 major tournaments, a golden generation that keeps knocking on the door. The question, as ever, is whether they can finally walk through it. The road hasn't been smooth. A thrilling 4-2 over Croatia, then a flat goalless draw with Ghana, a nervy win over DR Congo, a classic against Mexico at the Azteca, and then Norway edged in extra time. 13 goals scored, but 6 conceded. This England side can be got at. Thomas Tuchel isn't overcomplicating it. The formula, he says, is pretty simple. Keep Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham on the pitch together and trust his 2 world-class match winners to decide it. And in Kane, they have a genuine great. His brace against DR Congo took him past Pellé's World Cup tally to 13, and he's firmly in the Golden Boot race. If England are to end 60 years of waiting, their captain will be central to it. And credit the coach. Thomas Tuchel has pushed Bellingham further forward and made England harder to beat. For all the frustration, they keep winning the tight games they might once have lost. That resilience could matter enormously here. There's a nagging doubt, though. Tuchel has been visibly frustrated by the performances. The defence keeps riding its luck, and England have won without ever truly convincing. Somehow they are still standing. But against Argentina, they'll need their very best. Then the man carrying them, Jude Bellingham. If England have a heartbeat, it's Jude Bellingham. Time and again at this World Cup, he has been the man to rescue them, to drag them through when nothing else was working. Never more so than in the quarter-final. Against Norway, he scored both goals, an equaliser and then the extra-time winner, and earned a 9 out of 10. He is playing like a man who simply refuses to let England's tournament end. It's talismanic stuff. Afterwards, channeling a little Ted Lasso, he summed up the mood in a single word. Believe. It's become the message running through this England run, and Bellingham is the one making believers of everyone. None of this is a surprise. Bellingham has won the Champions League and a league title with Real Madrid, and he has always saved his best for the biggest nights. A World Cup semi-final against Argentina is exactly the stage he was built for. And so the stage is set for a duel of generations. Bellingham, England's own superstar at the peak of his powers, against Lionel Messi, the greatest of them all. Win that individual battle and you may just win the tie. Now Argentina, flawed but still champions. Argentina arrive as the reigning world champions, chasing back-to-back titles, and they have found a way through every test so far. But make no mistake, this has been anything but comfortable. Lionel Scaloni's side have lived on the edge. A smooth group stage gave way to 3 straight knockout scares. Cape Verde nearly stunned them and took it to extra time. Egypt pushed them to 3-2, and Switzerland forced extra time again before Alvarez's screamer settled it. 17 goals scored, but their defense has looked vulnerable throughout. It was Julian Alvarez who rescued them last time, a stunning long-range effort deep in extra time against Switzerland. Time and again, Argentina's quality has bailed them out just when they've looked most fragile. The numbers tell the story. 6 goals conceded, only 2 clean sheets, and defensive frailties exposed in every knockout round. England will have watched all of it and sensed an opening, but you write off these champions at your peril. And there's familiarity here. Alexis Mac Allister, Enzo Fernandez and others know the England players intimately from the Premier League. There will be no surprises, no fear, just 2 heavyweights who know each other very well. And never forget what this group has achieved. World champions in 2022, back-to-back Copa America winners either side of it. Whatever their flaws, Scaloni's Argentina know better than almost anyone how to win the matches that matter. And at the heart of it all, Lionel Messi. It's hard to overstate what Lionel Messi means to this occasion. The greatest player of his generation, the reigning world champion, facing England for the very first time, and quite possibly on the biggest stage for the last time. And he is not here to make up the numbers. Messi arrives level at the top of the Golden Boot race, and he has already set a new all-time World Cup assists record along the way. Even now, he keeps rewriting history. The symbolism is heavy. Messi has spoken of how this Argentina side draw inspiration from Diego Maradona's exploits against England in '86. Now it's his turn to write a chapter of his own against the one great rival he has never faced. And there's a sense of an ending. This is almost certainly Messi's final World Cup, which means every match now could be his last on this stage. A semi-final against England, the one rival he never met, would be a fitting place to write another legend. Messi, respectful as ever, sees it clearly. England are a powerhouse, he said, and it will be a beautiful match to play. For England, the challenge is simple to state and almost impossible to solve. Stop the greatest of all time. And this being England and Argentina, there's needle already. Some fans have demanded that Lautaro Martinez be suspended over a rule breach in the celebrations against Switzerland. Whatever the outcome, the temperature is rising before a ball is even kicked. And finally, what to watch for. So who wins? It's impossible to separate them. 2 star-studded teams, 2 vulnerable defences, and history dripping from every corner of it. This could be an open, breathless classic, decided by a single moment of magic. Keep your eyes on the individuals, Messi against Bellingham, Kane against Argentina's shaky backline. In a game this even, with defences this open, it may come down to which superstar seizes the moment on the grandest stage of all. That's your semi-final preview. The winner here goes through to the final against France or Spain, with the World Cup itself on the line. We'll have full coverage of both, so hit subscribe and enjoy the last 4.